Hi, my name is Anya Garibaldi. I'm a professional sommelier, wine educator, and Diploma WSET graduate. Welcome back to the channel where we talk about wine clearly, confidently, and without the usual pretense or snobbery. The top 100 wines of the year always look impressive on paper, but what are you actually supposed to do with that list? You're not going to hunt down 100 bottles. Most names repeat from year to year. Half of them are impossible to find, and the other ones you do see are often painfully expensive. At some point, it starts to feel like those lists exist more for the industry than for the real people who just want a genuinely good bottle for the evening. In this video, I want to go through what really stands behind those rankings and, most importantly, which wines of the top 100 are actually worth hunting down and buying. I know my YouTube audience isn't there by accident. You are real wine people and usually the most interesting voices in the conversation. So if you can hit like or drop a comment, it genuinely helps push this video out to more wine geeks just like us. I try to stay very close to this community and I saw a lot of interest in this topic in my latest YouTube poll. That's exactly why I'm making this video. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the new deep dives. Make sure you stay with me until the end because I'll share my personal top 10 from the Wine Spectator top 100 and we'll taste two of the Italian wines they included as Italy's best representation. We'll break them down in the glass. I'll suggest some better value alternatives at a lower price point and we'll see whether they really deserve to be in the top 10. Before we dive into specific bottles, we need to talk about the people and systems behind the numbers. Any top 100 list is created by humans with a very particular structure and set of priorities. No, it's not generated by an AI model overnight, although that would be quite something. Let's start with Wine Spectator. It's a US magazine with a strong American focus, although they do include a lot of European wines. Their system is fairly straightforward. Tastings are blind and each region is assigned to one critic who follows it year after year. That critic tastes the wine, writes notes, and signs the score with their initials. So every Wine Spectator rating is essentially an opinion of a single taste. That's their philosophy and they're quite transparent about it. There is one interesting nuance. To be considered for the Wine Spectator Top 100, a wine first has to be reasonably available in the United States, not globally. That automatically tilts the list towards producers who export to the US in volume and leaves out many outstanding wines that simply don't have a strong presence on that market. Now, let's look at almost the opposite model, the International Wine Challenge, IWC in London. They use a panel system with several layers. Co-chairs, panel chairs, senior judges, and associate judges. Every wine is tasted blind by a group of judges. They write notes, discuss wine, and then more senior judges review both the wines and the judges to keep everything consistent and fair. The judging pool is very diverse. Masters of wine, master sommelier, bias, winemakers, Diploma WSET graduates, and others. For transparency, I've personally been approved as an IWC judge. The process is extremely serious and professional. I'm not trying to say one system is better than the other. They're simply two very different philosophies. One is based on individual critical voice, the other on collective assessment. You decide which feels more convincing to you. So why didn't I just review the top 10? There is another thing I've noticed. Right now on YouTube is full of the same video. We tasted the Wine Spectator top 10. Is it worth it? The bottles are extremely expensive, sometimes almost impossible to find. And if we're honest, most of those videos sound identical and no one ever talks about the other 90 wines. So I decided to do it differently. I read the whole Wine Spectator top 100 and built my own top 10 from it, including some bottles everyone else completely ignores. Let's be honest, I'm not going to sit here and pretend I've tasted every single vintage of all the 100 wines on the list. That would be a lovely superpower, but sadly, not a reality. However, I do personally know many of the producers. I followed their wines over multiple vintages, and instead of simply pulling out the most expensive labels, I wanted to put together a list of bottles that are stylistically strong, reliable in quality, interesting to drink, and in many cases, still reasonably priced. Here are the 10 I would actually recommend looking for. Williams Cellium Pinot Noir, Eastside Road Neighbors, 2023, Russian River Valley, number 4 in the Wine Spectator Top 100. We're starting very strong. I know this is day 12, and I genuinely love this Pinot. 2023 was a cooler, wetter year with slow extended ripening that led to fantastic grape development. In the glass, you get bright red berries, rose in that silky, almost weightless texture that makes Pinot so addictive when done well. It's elegant rather than showy, which is exactly why I picked it. Barnet Merlot, Spring Mountain District, 2022, number 77 in Wine Spectator Top 100. Spring Mountain gives Merlot a very particular tensions and freshness. Here, you're looking at ripe dark berry fruit, cacao, and that mountain lift in the structure, dense and energetic, with proper backbone. It's not soft, plush Merlot. It actually stands up beautifully to richer food. Graham's 20-year-old Tawny Port, number 57 in Wine Spectator Top 100. I had to include my beloved Tawny Port, and I really enjoy Graham's style. Think caramel toasted nuts, fig, dried fruit. It's essentially liquid comfort. The sweetness is there, but balanced. The texture is silky, and the length is impressive. If you want one bottle at home that can quietly solve your dessert problem for several months, this is it. Bodegas Protas, Ribera del Duero, Carroa, 2021, number 81 in Wine Spectator Top 100. 2021 in Ribera del Duero was an amazing and balanced year for the Spanish region, and you can feel that in the glass. There is dark berry fruit, spice, and neatly polished tannins. It's structured but not heavy, with enough freshness to keep you reaching for another sip. A very solid, modern Ribera that doesn't try too hard. San Cosme, Gigonda, 2022, number 47 in Wine Spectator Top 100. San Cosme is one of those names that deliver vintage after vintage. Here you got black fruits, provincial herbs, and a firm mineral spine. It's powerful, yes, but still surprisingly refined for the appellation. If you like the idea of Châteauneuf-du-Pape but want something a touch more focused and usually a better value, Gigonda from a top producers like this is a great place to go. Hugh Hamilton, Shiraz Saperavi, Black Ops, 2021, number 91 in Wine Spectator Top 100. An unusual blend of Shiraz and a very particular grape, Saperavi, traditionally Georgian, that somehow ended up in Australia. It's big, juicy, and just a little wild in its best way. Dark fruit, spice, grape, energy, and if you're tired of polished perfect reds and want something with a slightly rebellious attitude, this does the job beautifully. Ken Bright, Pinot Noir, Shea Vineyard, 2023, Willamette Valley, number 37 in Wine Spectator Top 100. Shea Vineyard is a bit of a legend in Oregon. This Pinot brings together cherry, earthy notes, and warm spice. It's a very classical, expressive take on the site. Structured, but not heavy. Serious, but still very drinkable. Remilluri Rioja Riserva 2016, number 40 in the Wine Spectator Top 100. 2016 was a spectacular year in Rioja, and this wine shows why. Red berries, gentle oak, beautifully integrated tannins, and a very composed, graceful structure. It's Rioja that leans more towards elegance than vanilla and coconut, which personally, I'm quite happy about. Bernard Ott, Grüner Veltliner, Fast 4, 2023, number 94 in the Wine Spectator Top 100. Haute means precision. This Gruno is all about citrus, white pepper, and crunchy minerality. It's lively, clean, and incredibly food-friendly, perfect with vegetables, Asian dishes, or anything that needs a wine with both freshness and personality. Bosquet de Pape, Châteauneuf-du-Pape 2022, number 87 in Wine Spectator Top 100. 22 was one of the best recent years, but here the ripeness is handled very well. You get generous ripe fruit, spices, and velvety rounded texture. It's full-bodied, of course, but not clumsy. There is enough structure to keep it in balance. A classic, confident Châteauneuf. Now, let's move to the fun part, tasting. We're going to look at the 2 Italian wines from the Wine Spectator Top 10 and break down how they actually behave in the glass. Barbaresco, Produttori del Barbaresco, 2021. Produttori is a historic cooperative of roughly 50 growers. This is not a single vineyard bottling, it's a blend of multiple sites across Barbaresco. For the record, Barbaresco is often described as Barolo's younger brother, 100% Nebbiolo, generally softer style, and grown at a slightly lower altitudes. 2021 overall was a good year, despite some early spring frosts. So let's start with the nose. Here you clearly get sour cherry, strawberry, fresh rose, licorice, which is super typical for Nebbiolo, and a hint of orange zest. a very pure, classical expression of Nebbiolo. Now, on the palate. This wine shows medium plus body, very high acidity, and firm tannins. The structure of young Nebbiolo comes through straight away. The finish is very long, slightly bitter in that typical Nebbiolo way. Again, very classic young Barbaresco. Honestly, right now for me, the wine is extremely young, considering it's 2021, meaning that it was released in 2023 with 2 years of legal age requirements. If you open it in the near future, you'll need a serious decant. Personally, I'll give it at least another from 5 to 7 years in a bottle. And I have to say, I'm a little surprised this ended up in the top 10. There are so many other Barbarescos they could have picked. So this choice is quite unexpected, to be honest. Alternatives to this Barbaresco, you would want something with the same Nebbiolo character, but more open, expressive already. I'd suggest Pellicero Barbaresco Nebbiolo 2021. You still get roses, red fruit and structure, but in a softer, more approachable frame. Castello di Ama San Lorenzo Gran Selezione 2021. Gran Selezione is the top tier of Chianti Classico, the highest quality level from selected parcels with the longest aging requirements. Now, let's look at Castello di Ama. This is a well-known, sizable estate, definitely not a tiny artisanal project. According to Wine Spectator, about 1,000 cases of this wine were imported into the US. That's not a huge number for a mass market wine, but for a Gran Selezione at around $90 a bottle, that's actually quite significant. It gives you an idea of the scale and resources behind the estate. On the nose. On the nose, you'll find black cherry, blackberry violet, tobacco, graphite. It's dense, but very, very well put together. On the palate. On the palate, the body is medium plus to full, with bright acidity, firm tannins, dark fruit, herbs and spice. It's powerful, structured, and still very youthful. The finish is long, focused, and at this stage, still pretty tight. Is this the best Italian wine I've tasted this year? Of course not. There are plenty of Italian bottles, some a lot cheaper, that have impressed me more emotionally. If you open this right now, give it a good decant, at least 1 or 2 hours, and it will definitely reward a few more years of cellaring. If you're looking for an excellent Chianti Classico Gran Selezione at a more approachable price point, I'd recommend San Felice Il Grigio Gran Selezione 2019. Balanced, authentic, and really nails the style in the category without charging extra just because it happens to appear in the ranking. I've shown you my personal top 10 inside the Wine Spectator's top 100. The bottles I genuinely believe are worth your attention if you look beyond just the scores and the price tags. Whether you trust the taste of a single critic or prefer a panel system, it's entirely up to you. The important thing is this: rankings is a tool, not a verdict. They help you narrow down options, but they should never dictate what you're allowed to enjoy. I hope this episode makes the world of top 100 lists feel a bit less intimidating and a bit more practical. Tell me in the comments which wines from big rankings you've actually tried and whether you agreed with the critics. If you want a simple confidence-boosting tool for your next bottle, whether you're tasting a restaurant or opening something special at home, download my free Wineful guide. The link is below. It helps you recognize real faults and avoid throwing away or paying for a wine that isn't right. And if you want to keep learning how to read scores, labels, and marketing without getting lost, hit subscribe. The goal here is to help you think and drink like a sommelier from your own sofa. See you in the next one. Cheers.